Morning student, welcome to my YouTube channel. In previous classes we have read about resources. Today we are going to discuss class 8 chapter 2 natural resources, land, soil and water. Student, today we are going to discuss about land resource or land as a resource. The ground below our feet or the surface over which plants and trees grows, that is called the land. We use land for variety of purposes. We use it for agriculture, for extracting mineral, for settlement, for infrastructure. But only 30% on the earth's surface is land, and all lands are not suitable for our uses. The land which is suitable for our use normally known as land resource. Student, if you see here, you can easily see that very few amount of land is there over the earth's surface which can be used for our benefits. Student, land utilization of a particular area is completely dependent upon various factors like topography, climate, vegetation. So the land over the earth's surface is very limited. So let's discuss about the land use and the need to increase the land supply. How or for what purpose we are using the land and how to increase the land supply. So first let's discuss for what purpose we are using the land. We are using the land for agriculture, for mining, for extracting mineral, for construction of infrastructure, for settlement, for industries. We are using the land for all these purposes. But land also can be of community land, private land, the land which are owned by a group of people or by a community is known as community land. The land which is owned by a private person is known as private land. There are various natural factors and as well as human factors which decide the utilization of land. The natural factors are like the climate. For example, those regions which having equable climate, most of the time the land use of these regions are high. For example, extreme climate region like Sahara Desert, Arctic region and Antarctic region, this region the land use is less because of the extreme of climatic condition. Like that, natural vegetation, availability of minerals, then topography. Topography refers to physical features. Mostly land utilization is more in the plain area, whereas the land utilization is less in the hilly, mountainous, swamps and other regions. So these are some natural factors which affect the land utilization. Human factor like population, like technology, these are the some factors, human factor which determine the land utilization of a particular area. Student, there are a lot of land which we cannot use like the hill peaks, mountain area, the high terrain region, the swamps, the unusable wasteland, the uncultivable wasteland, the area which are covered under the miscellaneous trees and groups. So these regions cannot be used for the human purposes or for human activities. So how to increase the supply of the land? Okay, what we can do to increase the supply of land? As we know that day by day the population is increasing, as well as the technology is developing, as well as the industries are increasing in number, agriculture sector is also increasing. For all these purposes, the human needs more and more land, and to increase the supply of land, some of the steps are as follow. So student, how do we increase the land supply? So next we are going to read about how we can increase the land supply. Okay, so that is called land reclamation. Land reclamation. Land reclamation means what? Now it is the process of creating new land. Land reclamation refers to, it is the process of creating new land by draining the swamps, by what? Draining the swamp, restoring the derelict land. Then next is what? Creating new land by landfill and empoldering. So let's discuss about draining the swamps. Normally the deltaic region, the river mouth region, and normally the Tarai region. Normally in case of India, the delta region of Ganga Brahmaputra, the Tarai region in India, these regions are swampy in nature. In this region, we can drain the extra water of these swamps with the help of what? A drainage canal. We can make some canal through which we can drain the excess water from the swamp region through the canal, and this region can be used for other purposes. It already applied in the Tarai region. Okay, the excess water of the Tarai region being what? Drained with the help of small canals, and these regions are now using for agriculture. This is one technique. Another technique we can use, that is what? Restoring the derelict land. What is derelict land? Derelict land means those lands which get wasted after being mined, after being used for any industrial uses. These are called derelict land. These lands can also be utilized for our uses, or this land can be utilized with the help of what? With the help of proper irrigation, with the help of proper applying nutrient, fertilizers. We can increase the fertility of these infertile lands, and we can use for agriculture. Okay, next is what? Creating new lands. How to create new lands? New lands can be created by draining the seabeds, river mouth, river banks. These can be drained, and this can be used for what? Now for our different purposes. One of these such method is land filling. Land filling, in that what? Now new lands are created with the help of using new technology. In that what? Now they make dikes, Dike means it is a wall, mostly in the shallow portion of the sea or ocean. Okay, in the shallow coast of the sea and ocean, they make walls or dike, and the water from the shallow region get drained with the help of drainage canal, and in this region they are filled with rocks, muds, and what? Rocks, sand, soil and pebbles, all these are filled in this region. The shallow portion of the ocean coast or ocean, they get what? They make a dike over there. The extra water from the ocean, shallow portion of the ocean bank or beach, they what? Remove the water through the drainage canal, and they fill it with the help of what? Sand, soil, rocks and pebbles, and they converted it into land. One of such example is the Nariman Point in Mumbai. Have you seen Nariman Point in Mumbai? I think you have seen Nariman Point of Mumbai. Okay, you can see it over here. So this is made with the help of landfills. What is empoldering? Empoldering, so next we are going to discuss about empoldering. Empoldering is a method of reclaiming or reclamation of land. Normally it is applied in the region where there is what? Low lying region near to the sea or the lakes. Dikes were made and enclosed, and the water from this region pump out, and these regions are known as polders, and further they fill with soil and they create new lands. Okay, empoldering, mostly you can take the example of Burj Khalifa. Burj Khalifa is one of the example of empoldering, where the that area is first surrounded with the help of dikes. Dike means wall. Okay, and they surrounded with dikes, and they remove or pump out the water from the sea, and then they fill it with the help of what? Soil and all. Then after what? They construct over there. So these regions are known as polders. Okay, it is the one of the method to creating new land. So student, we cannot create new land naturally. We can follow some artificial method to create new land. So what are this process of creating new land is called land reclamation. It include draining the swamp, okay, restoring the derelict land. Again I am telling what is derelict land: the land which are left out after the over agriculture, over grazing or mining activity. Restoration of the what? Derelict land, then landfill and empoldering. These are the some methods with that human can create new land artificially. Now next what we'll discuss about how to increase the utility of the land. Okay, another thing is that now whatever the land is with us, how to increase the utility of it. Okay, because the chances of increasing land is very less, and as it is artificial, so it cannot be done everywhere. We can do it in only swamps, in coastal region or in the deltaic region. But what about the other region? Now in this region we have to increase the utility of land. So what are the methods we can follow to increase the utility of the land? First of all, now we can do terracing, we can do irrigation, we can increase irrigation, we can use more fertilizer. Student, we can do what? Reclamation in particular region. So what about the hill slopes? In hill slopes, the land utilization can increase with the help of terracing. So what is terracing? Now cutting down the slope of the hills into stair-like structures and growing different type of crops over there. Okay, these are the some techniques. Okay, terracing is a technique mostly adopted in what? Coastal region, in the mountainous region. The hill slopes are cut down into stair-like structures, and there we can grow variety of crops, as well as it can be used for other purposes like settlement and other. Next we can do irrigation. Now with the help of irrigation we can grow 2 or more crops from a particular land. So it increases the utility, because we know that we increase more and more land for the agriculture, and that can be satisfied with the help of irrigation. Irrigation allows us to what? Grow more than one crop in a year. We can grow 2-3 crops in a year with the help of irrigation. So irrigation increase the utility. We can have Rabi crop, Kharif crop, Zaid crop, many cropping seasons with the help of irrigation. Another utilization of fertilizers. Student, all the regions are not equally fertile. Some regions are fertile, some regions are not. In this region, with the help of application of fertilizer, chemical fertilizer, these lands can be what? Used for agriculture. For example, the derelict lands, as I have already told, derelict land can be converted into agricultural land with the application of irrigation as well as fertilizer. Not only that, some wasteland, okay, then we can use the fallow land. These can be converted into well productive land with the help of fertilizer. Let's discuss about what is land degradation. Student, yes, another problem is that we have fixed amount of land. We are doing land reclamation. We are trying our best to increase the utility of land. But we have also another problem, that in that process is the land degradation. What is land degradation? Land degradation means when the quality and quantity of the land is degraded due to natural and human activity is called land degradation. Some of the natural factors of land degradation are flood, drought, landslide. Another thing is that some of the human cause of land degradation are what? Mining, overgrazing, water logging, excessive use of fertilizers and pesticides, insecticides, okay, waste from the industries, waste from the agriculture, deforestation. These are the some reason for land degradation. Student, what are the steps we can take for conservation of land or degradation of land? Student, the first thing we have to do is the afforestation. We have to grow more and more trees so that the degradation of the land can be controlled. Second, we have to control over the grazing activities, or we have to stabilize the sand dunes by planting many type of cactus and other plants around it, Another thing is that we can go for strip farming, we can go for contour barrier, okay, all these things. Strip farming mostly follow in those regions where winds were active and they cause what? High land degradation due to erosion. Okay, and many other things we can do. We can also have control over the mining activity. We have to follow the proper methods of mining activity. Water logging should be stopped. Instead of lift irrigation, we can use sprinkle irrigation. We can use what? Drip irrigation. So student, this is all about land. Next we are going to discuss about soil, the formation of soil and the layers of soil. Next we are going to read about soil. Soil is the thinnest layer over the earth's surface. This layer, okay, has all the properties to sustain the life. It has nutrient, it has humus, it has water, it has variety kind of mineral which are essential for the survival of all the living organisms. It has water, minerals, nutrient for the plants, and it has also air pores within it which allow to breathe the different kind of animals, insects, okay, different type of creatures which are living inside the earth. Okay, it also many it provides shelter for reptiles, microorganisms and many other. So student, the soil is the upper surface of the earth or the thin layer over the earth's surface. Next we will discuss about how the soil is formed and what are the factors which are responsible for the formation of soil. In general, the three major things are responsible for the formation of soil. These are weathering, erosion, deposition and another is the decomposition. So what is weathering? Normally student, this soil is formed by the breaking and wearing and tearing of the rock. Okay, so these whatever the soil you are having over the earth's surface, it is the part of the parent rock only. So what is weathering? Weathering is the process of breaking down of rock by the agents of weathering like temperature, raining water. All these are, maybe the weathering is having three: the chemical weathering, physical weathering and the biological weathering. All these type of weathering, the rock break down into small parts, again and again they break down and converted into soil. Erosion is the process of carrying the weather material from one place to another with the help of agents of erosion like river water, rain water, glacier, okay, wind. All these are agents of erosion. Deposition, the deposition of weather material by forming different layers. Decomposition is a process in which the organic material get decomposed with the help of different microorganisms and they added to the soil. As we know that the formation of soil is a very slow and gradual process. Very thin layer of soil could take thousands years to form. So one thin layer of soil could take 1000 years. So the process of formation of soil is very gradual. So in this process there are some factors which are responsible for it. So let's discuss about the factors. The factors are parent rock. Parent rock is one of the most vital factor of formation of soil. Parent rock is the rock from which that particular soil is formed. For example, this is a piece of rock or this is a piece of rock from which the soil is formed. Normally the soil contains all the nutrient, all the characteristics, all the minerals, the color, the texture, everything is carried forward from the parent rock. For example, if a rock is formed from the basaltic rock or igneous rock, it will carry almost all the characteristics of basalt or the igneous rock. Okay, so next is the relief. Relief means, as we know, that altitude or height, and height is one of the important factor because of height the rate of erosion increase due to force of gravity, and it also increase the rate of formation of soil. Flora and fauna. Flora and fauna refers to the animals and plant. It added humus to the soil. Okay, so flora and fauna is also another part which factor for formation of soil. Next is climate. Climate is one of the most important. Parent rock and climate is one of the most important because climate have a lot of impact on the formation of soil. First of all, temperature. Temperature variation leads to weathering and breaking and wearing and tearing of the rock. Second is what? The precipitation. Rainfall is responsible for what? Now, erosion. Yes or no? It carry the weather material from one place to another and movement of the weather material. Next is what? Now the decomposition or the process of decaying of the natural vegetation and wildlife is completely depend upon the what? Climate. If the temperature is perfect for decomposition, then the humus formation will be faster. Another thing is now the rate of weathering also depend upon the climate. Time. Time is also another factor for the formation of soil. Student, we have different kind of soil. Some soils are very clayey, some soils are less clayey, some are fine, some are coarse, some are different type. The texture is different. Why the texture is different? Because of the time. The bhangar texture, bhangar is one of the alluvial, the bhangar is the older alluvial, the bhangar is more fine in compared to the khadar because khadar is newly formed and bhangar is the old. So as the time change, the type of the soil also vary, the texture of the soil vary, the water retaining capacity of the soil also vary. So all these things are essential factor for the formation of soil. Next we will discuss about the different horizon of the what? Profile of the soil. So this